Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo spotted on a dinner date in matching outfits. What truth hides behind the quietest night in Seoul? What if the moment everyone dismissed as a coincidence was never a coincidence at all? What if the soft glow of a Seoul evening, the hush of a private dining room, and two of Asia's most guarded stars choosing matching outfits were not accidents, but signals? Subtle, calculated, silent signals, whispering a story neither agency has dared to tell. Tonight, we step into that possibility. The cameras caught it first, a grainy frame, a fleeting silhouette, two familiar figures moving through the dim entrance of a discreet Itaewon restaurant. Yet even in shadow, the energy was unmistakable. The long coat draped effortlessly over Lee Min-ho's shoulders. The softly tailored beige ensemble flowing around Song Hye-kyo like a second skin. Matching neutrals, matching silhouettes, matching quiet confidence. The kind that speaks without words. And in that single frame, a question thundered across the internet. Why were they dressed as if they had walked out of the same wardrobe? This is the story of that night. It began minutes before sunset, when the narrow street outside the restaurant seemed almost suspended in time. No bodyguards in sight. No entourage. No obvious attempt to distract the public eye. Just two megastars moving with the calm purpose of people who had decided, for once, not to run from the moment. Inside, the world felt even smaller. A private booth tucked behind a bamboo divider. Warm lighting brushing their faces in soft amber strokes. And across the table, two actors who had carried decades of illusions, rumors, heartbreaks, and unspoken histories. They leaned forward, not with the formality of colleagues, but with the gentle familiarity of two people who understood the weight of fame, the loneliness of success, the fragile rarity of connection. Witnesses described the atmosphere as strangely intimate. Not romantic in the loud, exaggerated way tabloids dream of, but quiet, focused, comfortable, as if this wasn't their first meeting and certainly not their last. The matching outfits added fuel to the fire. Coordinated or coincidental. Planned or instinctive. Fans dissected every detail, the harmony of tones, the parallel textures, the mirrored simplicity. And while fashion can be random, two stars this calculated rarely leave anything to chance. The question deepened. Was this just a dinner, or the soft unveiling of a partnership no one saw coming? As plates arrived, the conversation seemed to shift. Their body language softened. Song Hye-kyo's guarded composure eased into something warmer, more natural. Lee Min-ho's famously stoic posture loosened, his smile more frequent, more genuine. Two veterans shedding the armor fame forced upon them. Their laughter, light, quiet, and unforced, was heard only once. But it was enough to echo through fan communities across the world. Outside, the night aged. The crowd remained unaware. And for nearly 2 hours, the world's eyes looked elsewhere, granting two of the biggest names in Korean entertainment a rare moment of silence. Until the door opened. They stepped out into the night with the same quiet synchronization that brought them in. Matching outfits. Matching steps. Matching shadows stretching across the pavement like a single story waiting to be written. But the most telling moment came last. As they parted at the curb, two cars waiting in opposite directions, there was a brief pause. Not a dramatic lingering goodbye. Not a scripted pose. Just a small, shared look. A look that said everything words might overcomplicate. A look that suggested they had more to discuss, more to explore, more to reveal. And then they were gone, leaving only the mystery. Hours later, the photos surfaced. The internet erupted. Agencies stayed silent. And the world was left with the same breath-stealing question. Were Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo simply two friends sharing a meal? Or was this the first subtle step toward a revelation years in the making? Fame rarely allows secrets. But some nights, even the brightest stars move quietly. And on this night, wrapped in matching outfits and an unspoken understanding, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo reminded the world that the most powerful stories often begin in silence. This is only the beginning. And so the story did not end with the closing of car doors or the fading echo of their footsteps. In fact, that was merely the prologue. Because what happened after the sighting, what unfolded in the hours and days that followed, would only deepen the mystery, sharpen the questions, and force even the doubters to sit up and listen. When dawn broke the next morning, Seoul woke to an internet already ablaze. Articles were multiplying by the minute. Social feeds swarmed with theories. Some claimed the dinner was a strategic meeting for a secret project. Others insisted it was a personal rendezvous too intimate to be work-related. And then there were the fans, those who had watched these two stars for years, who understood the language between lines, who believed something far more delicate was unfolding. But the real shock came when a new detail surfaced. Both actors had been seen leaving their respective homes that evening with stylists notably absent. No makeup teams. No wardrobe assistants. No staff at all. Just them. Two stars styling themselves. Two stars choosing matching palettes. Two stars stepping out with the quiet assurance of people who no longer needed to pretend. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. This wasn't accidental. This wasn't orchestrated by agencies. This wasn't marketing. This was personal. Behind closed doors, industry insiders whispered the same question. Had they been meeting for months before this? Quietly? Carefully? Beyond the reach of cameras? One insider spoke anonymously. Their voice, trembling with the thrill of forbidden knowledge, offered a fragmented confession. There is a reason they looked so comfortable. This wasn't new. That single sentence cracked open 1,000 possibilities. Rumors spread that the restaurant was not chosen at random, that it was, in fact, a recurring refuge. A place where high-profile figures went to disappear. A place where a few trusted owners valued silence more than fame. A place that may have already witnessed more than one conversation between these two. But perhaps the most intriguing revelation came from a different source altogether. A fashion analyst who studied the outfits, layer by layer, color by color. Their conclusion was startlingly simple. These matches don't happen by chance. This looks like the kind of coordination couples attempt when they want unity without announcing it. Theories evolved. Did they arrive separately but plan the outfits together? Did they shop together earlier that week? Or was this an unspoken connection? Two minds, one palette, meeting in quiet harmony? Whatever the truth, the silence of both agencies only intensified the storm. No denials. No clarifications. No rehearsed statements. Just a vacuum. A silence, so loud it felt like confirmation. Meanwhile, fans began revisiting old interviews. Old clips. Old comments made years apart. Suddenly, the puzzle pieces aligned in ways no one expected. An admiring glance during an award show. A compliment brushed off in a press conference. A subtle remark about ideal types. A parallel choice in scripts. A pattern no one dared to interpret until now. And beneath it all lay a shared truth. Both actors were single. Both were mature. Both had built careers heavy with experience, heartbreak, resilience, and evolution. And both had reached a point in life where companionship meant far more than fleeting headlines. One question now dominated every corner of the internet. Was this dinner date the first step or the first slip? Had they intended to be seen? Or did fate simply arrive too soon? Because sometimes, in the lives of the famously elusive, visibility is not an accident. It is a message, a whisper, a door left slightly open. By the second day, the story had transformed from rumor to phenomenon. Fan discussions evolved into full-blown investigations. Some claimed to have heard that the pair shared a quiet toast that night. Others insisted they were finalizing a collaboration that would reshape the industry. And a few ventured into far more delicate territory. That the comfort between them hinted at something deeper, older, familiar. Yet through all of this, one fact remained unshaken. They were seen together. At dinner. In matching outfits. And nothing, not silence, not speculation, not agency containment, could undo that truth. Which leads us to a new, sharper question. If this was merely one night, what story are they preparing to tell next? Because rarely do stars of this magnitude reveal their shadows. And rarer still do they reveal them together. This continuation is not an ending. It is the tightening of the lens, the sharpening of the focus, the quiet anticipation before the next revelation arrives. And from everything we've witnessed so far, something is coming. Something bigger. Something intentional. Something that will once again shift the entire conversation. The night of matching outfits was not the story. It was the signal.